So I'm going to talk to you about how to connect to virtual desktop. Just FYI, let me bring back over here to the domain over here. I'm just going to use a notepad over here with it as well with it. So if you go to the URL address, just type in http://Dallas college.edu/virtual desktop. All right. Copy of this. This is the domain right here, DallasCollege.edu virtual desktop. Just copy that. And you as a student, everybody has access to this. Paste that in the URL. Hit this one here with it. Now, I have logged on onto this already with it, so you're going to have something a little different with it. But I want to just click on virtual, go to my virtual desktop right here with it. And you can walk through here. It explains to you, watch the video, need help, contact these people here. In the email, there's a phone number here. They do support on there as well with it. Again, to be saving, everything is instructions in this page right here. So there's a reason why we're moving towards a virtual desktop and how you share a file with it as well. So that's one thing I need for you to be able to do. So go to my virtual desktop with it. I've logged on. Of course, it remembers my 3x4 with it. If depending on what course you sign up for, if you're in my computer science class, then you need to go to my my code and development desktop. If you're in my multimedia web design UX UI degree plan, it's under creative arts with it. These are the tools that I've given you access to. So at the end of the rows here, there are different access to it. So let me click on, for example, the creative arts with it as well, and I can show you what that looks like with it. I want to log on. Give it a second. I'm going to pause the recording for a second. So after you log on, your desktop looks like this. So you can access any of the software on here. It works just exactly like your desktop with. Now, I do recommend you to do this. Is that you be careful. Is that there's a taskbar that you're down here. It looks like there's two taskbars. That's because you're in the virtual desktop. It's like a taskbar, and there is a taskbar that your actual computer is in. So don't be confused between these double taskbar with it. So I recommend you to maximize it, meaning go up here to your taskbar that you have and maximize this browser I'm about to do with it. So that actually maximizes it, and you could eliminate like this. Let me show you this. So I'm in the browser. So what I really want to do is, to maximize it. I can't because my recording is not going to catch everything with it as well. So maximize it so so you don't be confused between the two with it as well. The second point I want to make about this is that if you're running Wi-Fi connection to this, you got to have at least 50 megabytes of bandwidth. Some of your Wi-Fi at home might not be enough to the bandwidth to provide the Wi-Fi to get connections to this. So it helps if you have maybe a landline, a cable that you connect to your laptop, so it goes a lot faster with it as well. So that's the second point I want to make. Access to any of the software that we're about to use. Here's Photoshop. Here's Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator with it. Where you're going to do the animation with it. If you can't find it, go up to your all resource, and you get out here. You can see all the software there. Here's Animate right here. Here's Photoshop, and here is Illustrator. So you can launch it from here. You can launch it from here on your desktop with it. There's two ways you can launch this with it as well. So I'll just leave this right now with it, okay? So this concludes the end of the virtual desktop connection. This is very important. Of the fourth thing. No, we're not done yet. Open up your, since you save your files with it, to save your files inside of this right now with it. Let me minimize this right now. I need for you inside of this right here, inside of your virtual desktop, open up any, I'm going to open up Chrome since it's on Chrome web browser right here with it. And if you could go to a website, the domain, that's called OneDrive.com. Okay, let me just highlight this. This is how you get your file out of your with it. So here's the OneDrive.com with it. All right, type that into the top of any of your browser with it, and let me open this up right here with it. You see this little icon right here, says sign in right here. Click on it. Put in your login with it, your 3x4, whatever your email is. Mine's a little different from yours. Yours has student in there, I believe. And then once you log in, we'll give it a second. Again, this is, I have a LAN connection on this thing right now with it, so it's still running kind of slow right now with it. So these are my files with it. Again, my file structure is different from your file structure with it as well. So if you make sure you, but this is how I want you to save stuff to get your files moving in and out of your moving these files in and out of your structures with it. Okay, so your file structure is going to be a little different from my file structure with it. So if you, like I said, you should have everything. This works as well as if you have all your apps here as well with it. Here's your OneDrive right here. All right, so this is how you move. This is what they call the cloud storage with it as well. All right, so this is your OneDrive. You have things, everything stored in here. This is, my file structure is a little different from your file structure with it. I have a lot of stuff that's stored on here, and there's folders on here, so everything's different. You click on My Files. Then My Files here, you gotta be careful. Now, this is what's on the cloud storage right here. So if you could, make sure you have your, I'm gonna create a folder on here with it, since I have it here with it. I wanna back everything up with it, folder. I'm gonna call this folder, again, this is gonna vary from course to course. In this particular course I'm demonstrating is IMED 1301. I want to use dash May term dash summer 2022, or let's do SU 23. All right, so I'm going to create this folder. Where is this for? Right here. All right. So that's the folder I just created right there with it. And end of the day, inside of my my Chrome right now. This is my Chrome browser, right? This is my Chrome. Whatever I do here on my Photoshop, I would save it in here. So I have my Photoshop right here. I'm going to do File, New. This is Photoshop, right? So I'm going to call this thing. Let's call this thing module. I don't know. Let's call it module 1 graphics, whatever it is, right? And I'm going to create. I'm going to tell it where it's going to be stored here in a second. This is a totally separate. I'm just going to create a silly file here with it. So I'm going to create a file. This is called module 1 right now. File, save as with it. So I'm going to put this inside of my OneDrive. Here's my OneDrive. All right. Here's my documents, or the folder that I just created. It's called May 1301 May SU. That's right there with it. And I want to create a new folder here. Right mouse click on it, and I'm going to create a folder called Module 1. Okay. So I'll put that in because we're gonna have several modules in here. So I'm going to call this thing Graphics 1. All right. and we'll save that in there with it. Now, this will put it inside of, this saves it. This is how I move the file between the virtual desktop to in and out of my files with it. Remember, there's no USB connection at all in this thing right now with it. So I just want to show you, this is on the virtual desktop right now. Here's this file right now. Here's the folder. This is the folder that we just created. This is what it looks like. This is the file that we just saved with it. Now, the folder, it's on my desktop, my computer, my local computer. I want to call it local computer, which is the virtual desktop, right? So this is my local computer with it. I'm going to show you something. Here's my OneDrive, all right? And I want to, again, here's my OneDrive with it as well. I want to look at SU23. This is the folder that I just created. Hold on. So this is the folder that I just saved it in there, and inside that folder, here's module 1 right now, and here's graphics 1 right now that we just put in. Now, I just want to point out, make sure that you are looking at this is the one that's in the right place, and that you have saved everything with it as well. So I just show you how to move things in and out of, minimize this right here. This is your virtual desktop module 1, and this is the PSD file that you just saved it as. Okay, so I just show you how to create file, connect to the connection, save a file on the virtual desktop in the OneDrive. How do you move that in and out and save your work with it in this as well? Okay, so this concludes. Here's what I need for you to do is take a screenshot of this desktop that you have right here. All right, that making sure that I would like for you to have for just using your snipping tool. Again, this is using your snipping tool. This is your virtual desktop here. So I just do this. New. I like for you to do and just do new. Of course, I can't. I'm in the virtual desktop right now, so make sure you can only do this part with it. Okay, that's why I want to make sure you're able to connect your virtual desktop. All right, copy this. Let me do it again. All of that right there. Okay, so this copies the desktop with it. Copy this right here by clicking on the the copy or Command C or Control C with it, and you could actually and this works on a Mac and a PC, so a web browser depending on with it, so it doesn't matter what platform you use. Okay, cool. All right, copy this into the assignment where I want you to place it into that little part which says copy and paste for the virtual desktop. All right, thanks.